Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from dirtfarmerjay.com. You probably love grapes as much as Dirt Farmer Maggie and I do. It's one of the favorite things to grow around here. But you gotta know how to prune them. We've already done a video before showing the basics of it, but now we're gonna do an early spring one to show you what the results are of a good pruning job for productivity and for structure. Stay tuned. Hey, Dirt Farmer Jay here from dirtfarmerjay.com. Grapes are a beautiful addition for the property. Not only are they beautiful to look at, but they're also highly productive and put out great fruit that is great for raisins, for juice, for fresh eating, or if you're a wine grape connoisseur, you can certainly grow them as well. I'm going to show you a little about the Kniffen system, the Kniffen system that works particularly well in a small home vineyard like what we have here. Now, in our earlier episode, which by the way, I've placed a link in the description down below that you can go and visit, and we'll also put it in the end card in case you haven't seen it before and you can simply click there. But in that earlier version, we simply showed you what it looks like when you begin to trim back, and it's kind of an unruly mess because grapes are extremely prolific growers. And then we bring it back to a basic system. But this is a helpful view right now because you can see the end result of the pruning and how the plant is responding to it. So a little bit of a primer review of what we did earlier. When you prune a vine like this on the Kniffen system, you'll see that what we've done is used a 3-wire system. Down here, this wire is not to grow anything on though. It's simply to place the irrigation system that keeps it high and out of the way of the weeds, makes it easy to cultivate without damaging or getting in the way of my cultivation tools. The second wire, which you can see right here, is about 32 to 40 inches, something like that, is where the first cordons are applied, and then up higher, and that's about 5'2", 5'4", something like that, is the top wire. Well, let's look and see the results here. When you go to prune in the early spring before the growth comes on, you're simply going to end up with one branch off on each side of the wire. So that's your basic form, and you've got to work with whatever the grape vine gives you. So you're working as close as possible, and this is a pretty good example, to get a left and right 10-bud cordon on this wire and the same matching set on the top. Now, notice that grapes only produce fruit on same year wood. It's not even first year wood, depending on how you count it, but it's same year. And to demonstrate that, look here. These are only a couple months old. Look at the fruit right there on that new growth that's emanating from one of the cordons that we left intact early spring. Here's another example right there. Setting very early, extremely prolific plant where it not only puts out great fruit, but also the stem in which it's going to hang on at the very same time. So here you have a 10-bud cordon, 10-bud cordon, 10-bud cordon, 10-bud cordon. Now, at the end of the season or early next spring, we're going to end up cutting that off because now it's old wood and it won't fruit like this. So where do we get next year's cordon after we cut this one off? Well, that comes from renewal spurs that you leave intact in the growth areas. And if you look down here, you can see I have renewal spurs down here as well that are budding out. We've got some extra here. Here's a nice one that's coming out that when this gets cut off next year, this long one will replace this. We'll look for 2 more renewal spurs and we'll start the fun all over. So the basic formula is clean center vine, a pair of cordons, 2 renewal spurs on each side, up to the top, 2 10-bud cordons, a pair of renewal spurs, let the plant fruit, and then step and repeat for the following year. Now that you've seen it like this and see how the plant responds, perhaps it'll give you a little bit more confidence to take this approach in your own vineyard. So you need to prune your vines vigorously because they are vigorous growers. Otherwise, you're going to end up with ornamental grapevines, and ain't nobody got time for that. You really want to have productive fruiting vines so you can enjoy, literally, the fruit of your labor. Hey, if you've got some insights that you'd like to share with our other viewers about how you approach this important task of pruning, won't you put it in the comments section below? And if you found this video to be helpful to you, jump up your skill set in this, won't you please like it? And better yet, won't you like our channel? Hey, we hope this has been helpful to you. Until the next time, this is Dirt Farmer Jay from dirtfarmerjay.com.